Mags on Media bringing you some much-needed sunshine from the island of Malta this week. So we've seen how South Africa made use of the opportunity to market itself to this burgeoning island nation. But how does Malta see itself? Well, considered one of the world's smallest and most densely populated countries, it only became part of the Eurozone in 2008. Its warm weather and architectural history proves popular with tourists, and it's estimated that around 1.2 million people visit the country each year. That's 3 times more tourists than actual Maltese residents. The country also boasts 9 UNESCO heritage sites, which include 7 megalithic temples, which are some of the oldest freestanding structures in the world. The country has also pursued an aggressive iGaming strategy, which now contributes on 6% to GDP. So if you gamble online, chances are the processors are being housed in Malta. We sat down with the brand new tourism minister who'd only been in office for about 2 months at the time, but he seemed to have a clear strategy in selling brand Malta to Europe and the rest of the world. Malta has been described as the Eurozone's high flyer. It's been described as the thriving face of Europe. In 2014, how do you right now describe brand Malta?
Yes, you are right. We have economic growth that is well above the European Union average. The Maltese brand is the touristic brand. It's no more the sun and sea concept, but obviously Malta, as you can appreciate from your short visit to Malta, offers a lot more. Malta is an economic hub, a logistics hub, and it is very important for the tourism sector, not only from the sun and sea point of view, but it offers different opportunities such as sports tourism, such as medical tourism, such as cultural tourism. We want to diversify our product. We want to exploit more our potential for 2 reasons. One is to overcome the hurdle of seasonality, because as you are aware, our main tourism influx is between May and September.
Yes.
So we have to attack seasonality by departing from that concept and establish ourselves as a cultural tourism, as a religious tourism destination. The second thing is that when you attract tourism, which is not only sun and sea, you are attracting tourism which, at the end of the day, will increase our spending per capita per tourist, which I think as a new tourism minister, we have a lot more to do in that particular sector.
You've also been quoted as saying that tourism should not be seen as a fallback job position. How have you managed to spread that a lot further so it doesn't become that?
That is another part of our strategy. That is why I mentioned seasonality. The problem with seasonality is that it doesn't give certainty in jobs. And the perception of a lot of Maltese is that they view tourism not as a full-time job opportunity,
but boomtown for 4 months, then you do something else.
But as a complementary to their main job activity. We can only tackle this situation by establishing a tourism sector which takes us around our annual calendar. And if we win the battle against seasonality, it means more job opportunities and more certainty in employment in the tourism sector.
You have been, or you're starting to be, successful in promoting small enterprise in terms of tourism. How are you getting that right?
This is in fact a priority of the European Union, wherein they are seeing a quite direct link between small and medium enterprises and the tourism sector. Why? Because a lot of ancillary and complementary activities to tourism are done by small and medium enterprises. So yes, that is another opportunity, and there is another challenge which we are willing to take as a government, to give more incentives to small and medium enterprises, not only for the tourism sector, but for the economy as a whole. But obviously, the touristic sector indirectly contributes to around 28–29% of our gross domestic product. So it is a main component in this initiative.
Let me put this to you in conclusion then. You speak very optimistically about the future. Patently, you have the brand strategy in place. But let me also suggest to you that that challenge is becoming more and more difficult. Countries like Greece, Spain, and Italy are starting to drop their costs in order to attract more tourists, which surely poses a big threat to you. How do you continue to ride this crest of the wave? If you agree with that premise.
Yes, I am optimistic. First of all, I am optimistic by nature. Secondly, the statistics are in our favor as well. When you see the hard figures, we are aware of this competition. I don't think that the competition is something which will happen in the future, but it was with us, and it is with us. Our prices in tourism are very competitive. We have to still retain our competitive edge. In my opinion, what we have to improve is our tourism product and service. That is what gives us a competitive edge with these countries who offer, with these Mediterranean countries who offer a very similar product to Malta. So they are in our main direct competitors. However, I don't see them only as competitors, I see them as well as collaborators, and I think we have to work more together, the Mediterranean countries, to create what is called a Mediterranean brand. We will be far better positioned to get more non-EU tourism from countries which they are emerging economies, such as South Africa, Brazil, India, Russia, and China. But we can do that by working together as Mediterranean tourism states.
This is Mags on Media, coming to you from the picture-perfect island of Malta. Coming up, what South Africa can learn from an aggressive eco-tourism marketing strategy.
News that moves. ENCA.com.